You ready?
Yep.
Okay, take it, brother.
So earlier you had mentioned if you wanted to take a funding challenge, you should prove to yourself that you could actually pass the challenge beforehand.
Yeah.
So you had suggested maybe if you could make 4% in 2 weeks, that would be a good indicator?
I think so, because the math behind that idea, my forex funds is an 8% target as of today. FTMO is a 10% target. FTMO is the one that gives you the free trial. MFF, for some reason, doesn't give you a free trial. So my thought is you go in with FTMO, you do the free trial, you do as well as you can, and if you can at least do half of it because it's half the time, then you could go to my forex funds, and if you do 4% in 2 weeks, hopefully you can do 8% in a month. That's the theory behind it. But I think most people will rush into taking the funding challenge and then do what I said, where they have to keep buying the funding challenges versus just going slow, trade a demo account until at least you're not bleeding. Then when you're not bleeding losses, saying, okay, I'm managing this demo and making money. Now let me see if I can take the step and do a FTMO free trial. Or try a funding challenge, but keep the account positive like you did with your demo, so that way you don't have to buy another one. That's the big thing, everybody. You don't want to have to buy multiple funding accounts. You want to be able to take it, stay profitable, get a free retry until you find that 30 days where you crush it for that 8%. And remember, they give you extensions. I got to 6% and they gave me an extension. I think it was like 5.5. They'll look at your trading and say, is he just throwing it around, or is he actually being meticulous and he just had a month where he didn't get to that 8%, but he won 70% of his trades, he had a 2% drawdown? They'd be like, yeah, have more time, because they're looking for good traders. It's their way of showing, I think, that they want people who can trade, and they understand that not every month it's going to be bankroll mafia. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I was going to ask, you recommend doing that how many times to prove to yourself? Is once enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because I wouldn't waste time.
Okay.
Because if you're trading well, something in the market is working for you. Like right now, imagine if you did it when oil wasn't popping, oil pops off in February, and then you use oil to get it done. You wouldn't want to be like, all right, I think I'm close this month. By the time you then take it, oil's not even volatile anymore. You get what I'm saying? So if you do well in current market conditions, that would be the signal, I think, to take it.
Gotcha.
And I think the guys in the Black Shirt Club that I work with every day, it's like this, right? The Black Shirt Club is literally this, but every day with cameras on and talking. They'll tell you that it's very easy to not lose and give back that funding account if you use proper risk. Like I said, what most people will end up doing, they'll take some losses and then they'll just say, F it, I'm going all out on this account and I'm going to put now 4% per trade, and then they blow the whole challenge quickly because they can't just handle, I'm down today, I've got 30 more days. You'd be surprised what you can do in 30 days as a trader. People underestimate what they can do. But then they'll think that they want to be rich this year. It just doesn't make sense, you know? So I think it's what you said before, expectations. They lead to letdowns. But if you do what I said, who here has read the 4 Agreements? Everybody should read that book. Don't just listen to me, please read the book. It's so short, the 4 Agreements. Be impeccable with your word, do your best, and don't make assumptions. What's the 4th rule?
I'm really bad at comprehending.
You said them out of order.
It's be impeccable with your word, don't make assumptions, and don't take anything personally. Right, like losses. You don't take losses personally. That's like saying you know the outcome to the market. All right, Lord market, sorry. No, like nobody's like that. So I think it's no expectation, do your best, get as close as you can, and then get in the game. Take the challenge, get in the game. So for everybody here who's like thinking, I know Jay, thinking about getting funded, Trav, like you guys want to move in that direction to get the funded accounts, demo, find your entry, the A1, the A2, the D1, the D2, trade it well, confidence increases, get into the game with the challenge. See how you do. See if you've got what it takes, you know? Really. I think what we have, again, stroking ASFX a little bit, is special because like we have guys that come to repeat events and guys that are still trading and making money. Like the guys are growing, so they still want to keep growing. So I think that's the path to keep you with as little money lost as possible, but to still allow your growth to get you funded, you know? Good question. Anything, bro. I'm not telling you how long my schlong is, but I'd rather just show you.
All right. So for D1s, I'm not the most confident with the D1 entry. The main reason why is because I kind of cancel it out. Like I cancel the opportunity for it to present usually when the EMAs shift against it, and then it comes back without like an A1 signal.
Sure.
So, you know, for someone who's learning and really trying to perfect the D1, what is the best way to just going about like not mentally canceling it out when the EMAs are against you, but
It's a good question.
yeah.
So in a situation like this, are you looking at something with perfect trend probably? It's like a perfect L50 for shorts and it just shifts up. And how do you not cancel out to say, go like,
Exactly.
I'm going to give up on this for the day?
Exactly. And now say it shifts back down,
Yeah.
but it doesn't give, like
An
an
entry.
A1 2 candle formation or anything like that. That's the main thing for me.
So then it's moving lower in the direction you thought it would move, but it's not giving you a signal.
Yes.
How do you handle that? I think you have to just be okay with not feeling the FOMO. But I think another add to that is add the A2 to your tool belt. We're sitting here today where a strategy is out there working for me and other traders. You add that to the tool belt. I think you've now increased the probabilities that you do get that entry. Are you going to get it all the time still? No, of course not. We can't catch every move, but I think you're better off passing on that idea that would be less probable to go against the EMAs, waiting for it to turn. Once it turns, looking for the trade, and looking for the trade in other signals. How many times, I mean, literally, guys, the A2 is only a thing because the A1 has been changing. The D1 only exists because we continue to look for more patterns within the A1. You see how similar D1s and A1s are. So it's like, have these tools on the tool belt so that if the trade doesn't go exactly as planned, you can still take advantage of the move. But that's not going to get you in for all of them either, and you're going to have to be okay with that. Like you said, that GJ trade that I had, and we all said we would take it, and we lost it. We're playing the game, bro.
Exactly.
You want the 10R winners, you need to learn how to take the losers as small as possible. Yeah. Does that answer it, kind of?
Yeah.
I just don't think you want to be against the idea of canceling it.
Exactly.
If it isn't working, cancel it. Move on. Find something else, like you said before,
Now, aside from that, being someone that's always looking for 2 to 1, that's kind of my next question is,
Is that hurting you?
I really wouldn't say so. I don't think.
I was going to say, are you asking me, is looking for 2 to 1 making you miss opportunities?
Not as in that, but as in, it increases my selectivity only looking for 2 to 1.
Sure.
So my main question would be is, having that 2 to 1 like bias, I guess it's just trusting it over longevity rather than succumbing and saying just, okay.
I think so. I think you can do a disservice to not take trades that are showing 1.5 R. I do think that.
I've passed plenty.
You've passed, and I know you have, because I've been in some of them, and then you've looked at it.
I don't do swapping L50s.
I know. So I think that's where everyone in here, what was the first thing I said? Self-belief. He has to believe in himself that is the best course of action for him. I could tell him, like I'm saying now, I think you might be missing some money. He could say, fuck that, I don't care. I know my psychology does better when I do it this way. He believes in himself that have that push forward, that perspective forward. So I think that you know the answer to that better than anybody else.
Not a wrong or
It's not a wrong or
I
a
see what
right.
you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Perfect.
It's you said it. It's the risk profile. It's how are you approaching the markets based on the psychology. Are you comfortable taking that smaller risk, or would you rather just be out of the market? So to stem off of that a little bit, you brought up the question of that I said, what would you be more pissed about? To not take this trade or to be in it and take a loss? Not take it and see it win, or be in it and take a loss? What would piss you off more? Another good follow-up question, if you're taking trades, and everybody can write this down, what could I have done to make more or lose less today? That should be in your daily review every day. What could I have done to make more or lose less? Challenging yourself. And even a step deeper, what was the trade of the day? What could I have done to make more or lose less? Did you win? Did you lose? Some days I win and I lose. How could I have maximized my win on ECAD and minimized my loss on NASDAQ? Answer it both ways. What could I do to make more or lose less today? And then the last question in the daily reviews, what was the trade of the day? Where should the money have been? Were you in it? All right, we're making progress. And then the cool thing about this, is everybody good? Can I keep talking? The cool thing about this is if you do it every day, in a week, your trades of the day are gonna kind of look the same. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, should I be trading that? Like how do 3 of the trades of the week all look the same and I didn't trade any of them? Just tracking the data. So to stem, if I can for a second, the journaling. Journaling to me, I feel like is the only thing that will separate professionals from amateurs. Everyone in here, in a way, is a form of an amateur because you're not all journaling right now. After today, I hope you decide to journal. A simple way to journal, if you don't join the Black Shirt Club and get Tom's fancy spreadsheet. Simple way. The entry signals you take, the thought process at entry, the thought process and how you close the trade, and then again answering those 3 questions. What could I have done to make more or lose less? What was the trade of the day? And would I be pissed if I didn't take this? and it wins, or I'll be more pissed if I take it and I lose. Those are the review. Entry signal, trade management, markups of the trade should be included in the journaling so you can go back and review it because you think you'll remember, but you won't. I can tell you I've taken 6 trades in a week some weeks, and I still can't remember what I did on Monday. And I do have a lot going on, but I think everyone is the same. It's a lot. Marking it up. Again, I can give you more for a second if you'd like. I would also document the news for that day because if you see it and you're trading NASDAQ and you're not paying attention to the news in your journaling, news could be impacting you and you don't even fucking know it. So you should be documenting the news. And the last thing, if you'd like to take it a little bit deeper, playbook. Challenge yourself to playbook trades every day. 3, 4, 1. Find an idea, win or lose, mark it up, put it on the board, see if you can develop something. I think if you can go out of here today with all the information that we have about the A1, the D1, and the A2, and just the approach to this business about doing less, doing it better, and doing it bigger, you cannot sit here and tell me you are getting better if you are not journaling. I don't care. I'm very firm on that. Ask her. I will stop what I'm doing at 7 o'clock at night to go finish the daily report card. So this is the Trader Improvement Workbook that you get when you join the Black Shirt Club. This is the trading plan that everybody fills out. As you can see, mine is not done. This is the habit log where everybody puts in what they want to do pre-trading. The trading errors are already populated, so you can check those off. You'll see in a second. And then what everyone has to put in here is their off-the-charts habits that they want to do and their on-the-charts habits. And then every day, through each day of the week, you have to fill out this whole thing and then come down to the bottom and tell me, what trading errors did I make today? I exited too early, and I didn't get out as it wasn't working for me, and I traded into news, and I got a B that day. I also didn't hang out with Riley enough that day. I got a B there. And I didn't do any A2 markups. I got a B there. This is from Wednesday, a few weeks ago. Then that all gets tabulated into your weekly grade. This is the week I passed the 100K challenge, so it was a good week for me. You can see I have my best trades of the week, my worst trades of the week, my biggest lesson. What could I have done better this week? You see these questions? Like, it's not a little bit. Like, there's a lot to put in. This is, do you want to be a trader or do you want to work another job? Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just being honest. Like, do you want to work? This is the work. Come down to the bottom. Now it's grading me on my entire week. I can see throughout the week, 2 days in a row, I did not get out fast enough. Here and here. It wasn't working for me, and then I got out too soon on one trade here. So my timing is my issue. By looking at this week, I traded into news, I didn't get out as it wasn't working for me, and I exited too early. So you can see on the view of a week, without having to look day to day or remember, I know what I need to work on next week, this week, timing. I can also see, like today, or this day, Friday, I did not trade, so that's why nothing is filled out. That D grade does not get calculated into my overall weekly grade. My weekly performance score is graded based on what I do on and off the charts here and here. So you can see, pretty good week, right? So this is the weekly review, and again, these are the dailies. So I'll show you briefly, really quick. This was, again, just meditate, drink my water, do my push-ups, check those off as they happen. I didn't answer the questions here for this today because I didn't fit, this is the report card coming here today. Didn't do any playbooks, but on a busy day, check this out. Playbooks, bro. I mark up a lot. I'm looking for this. There was a ton of entries this day. On Tuesday, you come to Wednesday and there's like none. Okay? My second trade of the day is right here. Notice for each entry, guys, multiple markups, entry reason, trade management reason. What's the question I'm asking? What could I have done to make more or lose less? Make sense? And then I come down and do this at the bottom. Take as much of this as you want. You know, this is what you get when you join the Black Shirt Club. We give you your own for the 12 weeks, and you get to work through it. And then the last piece of it is this. So this is my 200K challenge. I've got 4 trades on it so far. I didn't trade today. This was yesterday, right? Yesterday's trade. You put in all the information here that my FX book and all those other things don't track. You notice in here, I don't even have my entry price. I don't have anything in here except grade, pair, direction, entry signal, time frame, and exit, and the P&L. So now what this does, you're like, Austin, why would I put it in here if I can track it? Because now you go to here, and Tom's spreadsheet does the magic for you. So now I can see between 6 and 8 a.m., I'm costing myself money based on 4 trades, but you get the point. When you put 50 of them in here, 100 of them in here, you're gonna know not just what time of day, you'll know what day of week, you'll know what entry signal, you'll know what grade, you'll know which entry signal and which grade, and you'll know the pair. So Tom built this. I didn't build this. I'm not taking any credit for this. It's incredible. But this is, you want to get better at trading? get in the Black Shirt Club with us. We give you this. This is the way I would, if I was you and I didn't do the Black Shirt Club, I'd be trying to do this myself. Try to haggle with Tom, offer him some hand jobs for the fucking spreadsheet or something. Whatever you got to do. But being able to get in there and seeing this detail, it's not going to be found in my FX book. It's not going to be found anywhere else. Comments, thoughts about this? Pretty amazing, right?